Hello. Part 2, episode 2. Fun fact, I actually recorded a 20-minute video an hour ago. That was supposed to be part 2. And then after I uploaded it, I found out the mic wasn't plugged in. Hmm. So now I gotta start all over. But that's good, because in my opinion, that one video, that previous iteration was very whiny and self-pitying. So this gives me a chance to try again, which I shouldn't make a habit of because, I find that people perform better when they don't have a backup plan. But just this once, and from now on, I'm going to make sure that I have my mic plugged in. So, it's update. It's been a month since my last video, Future Nealon. Because I got to make sure I'm not making this video for other people, I'm making it for myself. It's been a month since my last video because to be honest, I didn't improve enough to that I thought would warrant another video. I did some things, but I felt like I didn't do enough, so that really changed it. And then the longer it went on, the more pressure came to change, to have a bigger change to warrant a video. But I've realized I personally have to express myself in some way outside of my therapist, not just with my therapist, because that's not enough. I think so. Yeah, I decided screw it, make this video. I guess I'll have to start from scratch then, since that previous version of this video failed. I said I was going to do my acting classes, exercise, clean my room, do more hobbies, play piano and guitar, play less games, um, just try to be more socially active. And I did a bit of that, but not enough, honestly. So I signed up for acting classes. They're starting next week, not next month, beginning of January. I'm looking forward to it because I feel that I've sort of drifted apart from a lot of my real life friends. And that's a whole other thing. I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, I've drifted apart from a lot of my real life friends, and I feel like I could probably use new friends, a new era of my life. I should start building a new era of my life from scratch. Uh, just like how it was when I first moved out of my parents' house 5 years ago. Like that was a total reset, and it took months, even a year, just to have a solid foundation of friends and activities that I liked. And I like to think that I'm at the beginning of another era. Um, Having just moved out of my parents one again these in the last few months. Um, so yeah, that's where I am. I signed up for those acting classes. Hopefully, I meet some nice people. Who knows? Exercising. I said I was going to exercise. I did not because I was sad and I just didn't think it would go anywhere. Honestly, the fact that I've gained 5 pounds, by the way. I was 229 last video and now I'm 234. And every pound is going to take a week to burn off, even if I commit to it. And that's just so daunting. And I've let it throw me down. I have to admit it. Let it knock me out. So I have to get back on that. I've heard that it might be better for me to pay for a gym, and there's one near me, rather than use my building's gym, because if it's not free, then I might not take it for granted. So that's what I'll do. I still play a lot of RuneScape. I really should cut back on that. But I guess it's my form of escapism. It used to be my form of escapism was just watching, kid shows or just shows in general. But I grew out of that, and yeah, I grew out of that. Sorry, it's just my work laptop. Um, yeah. I should play less video games. I should get back into reading, to just enjoying life, being more social. I spend 8 hours a day in this room, and then afterwards I'm spending the next 8 hours just playing games, watching videos, eating junk food. I really, that's not right. I'm overweight. I really need to work on it. I got some nice responses from friends who saw the last video, and I appreciate that. My real life friends don't know about this channel. My online friends do. I honestly didn't intend for them to see it, but then they did. That was kind. It made me feel better. It's funny. It's always the online friends that seem to appreciate you more. But yeah, so gym thing, got exercise, gotta eat healthier. Still eating junk food. I'm still going to like Tim Hortons and Subway every day. Shawarma, burritos, nachos. I gotta cut down on all that. But it's just sad. It's not sad. It's just frustrating that it's gonna take so long for me to get to the weight that I want to get to. But there's nothing I can do about that. Can't make it quicker. I can't make it quicker, so I have to do something. I'm sorry. I don't want to say platitudes and stuff. Just that's just the truth of it. You know, the funny thing about platitudes is that they're right. You just hate the way they're delivered. You know, most movies and shows have the same messages. They've just figured out the good ones have just figured out how to word those messages in a better way to be easily received by people. That's what writing really is, I think. I said I was gonna do dating apps. How did that go? Not too well. I did get some matches, which felt good at first, but then they ended up being bots, or people who would unmatch me after the first message, or people who were probably bots because they were like 10,000 kilometers away. Like, and I got way more of those types of matches when I paid for Spotlight on the dating apps to like be they're at the front of people's feeds for like half an hour to an hour. Um, and that kind of hurt. Couldn't even have a single conversation with the real person. And the only in-person relationship I ever had was someone who revealed to me she was asexual, and that's fine, but feels like I'm not physically desirable to people. That was the whole thing. I mean, I guess it might be because of my weight. I am overweight. It might be my personality too. I'm not like I can say things that just put off a lot of people. Doesn't matter if you don't mean it, you know, actions are what matter more than intention. And despite my intentions, my actions have really hurt some people. So I'm not surprised if people don't want to be near me, friends or girls, otherwise. Um, but I have to keep trying. I have to keep trying. And when I first filmed this video, I was like, ah, damn it. I was like, oh boy, I'm this close to giving up. But you know, I had some time to think during then. And it's true though that like in the last few weeks there were like sets of days, certain periods where I just completely given up. Couldn't get out of bed, could barely get to work, couldn't cook for myself, couldn't eat anything that wasn't chocolate or some other junk food. I feel so lonely. But I think that's because I'm stuck in this room all day. I think the more time I spend outside of it, the better. The happiest times of my life, I was going to events, I was just going out, I was just never inside. I was never playing video games too. Happiest times of my life, I barely play video games. That's so I should instantly know something's wrong when I'm spending all my time on RuneScape. Um. So yeah, I didn't do any piano, guitar. I just did not pop in my head at all. It just did not appear. I did not think of it. I was too busy just wallowing in self pity. But I'm not gonna do that anymore. Sorry, by the way, if I sound a bit like an incel. Ugh, don't want to do that. Don't want to be that. I gotta keep trying. Um, Something that's kind of bothered me is the fact that my friends don't really invite me to. A lot of my friends don't invite me to things anymore. They haven't for a long time. And I get now, it's final season right now, so I get it now. But before that, like I would see Instagram stories of my friends, close friends even, hanging out with each other or with other friends, and like going on vacation and stuff and together and just going on trips. And I'm like, why didn't you invite me? I would have been up for that. At least if I, even if I weren't, like the invitation would have meant a lot. Am I just boring? That's the fear I have. I'm boring. I don't want to spend time with me. And the reason I never brought this up to them was because I didn't want to seem desperate. But like, I have to let them know, otherwise, I think I'm gonna unintentionally grow to resent them, and also it's just gonna get harder to be around them. I have to bring it up. I have to ask them, hey, you can ask me to hang out. It doesn't just gotta be me asking. I saw this tweet like 20 minutes ago before I started filming that I wonder if it describes me. Because I don't want to like put the blame on other people. I hate blaming others. Um, I used to try to believe so much in like self responsibility. I am fully responsible for how I act, for what happens to me, etc. But this tweet just kind of got me thinking. Let me see if I can share it. I'm trying to do this whole thing without any editing because I'm just lazy. So let's see. There's window capture. Opera. Where's Opera? Here it is. Hello. Okay. So you can see it. We're just gonna go to this tweet. Rarely, if ever, do I read commentary about I don't like the dynamics of my friendship, and I did XYZ form of communication or reaction to improve it. Everyone more or less thinks they're a great friend, or a great communicator, or incredibly thoughtful, or really understanding. But honestly, most of these seem to be wanting something that can be fixed with a reasonable level of consideration and humility. And then this person responded with, a lot of people don't think of themselves as active participants in their lives making choices. Not in dating, not in friendships, not in their jobs. Not in any part of how they navigate the world. Things just happening to them. They're doing nothing. I say this as, I should say this seems to largely only happen to undesirable outcomes. Desirable outcomes are always singularly the product of people's hard work manifestation claiming for themselves, but they do not want the responsibility of any involvement in undesirable outcomes. That, my friends, is very true. Let me just remove that. Oh, oops. No, can't remove that. That's the whole video. Okay. Yeah. So basically say people don't take enough responsibility for their own things, their own problems. And if they just perceive things as things happen to them rather than I caused these things or I could change these things at least. And I just don't, I think part of me still thinks genuinely that my friends could stand to be a bit more considerate and invite me to things. But there were times this past year, a lot of times, where I was just so down that I didn't want to talk to anybody and I just closed myself off. So how can I blame them if they don't want to talk to me or don't think I'm even available? So yeah, gotta work on that. I should go up to them and I should tell them, hey, I'm up to hang out. If you invite me, I genuinely feel like I'm the one doing most of the inviting, and I wish. And honestly, not to pressure you into hanging out, but like if it would make me feel more appreciated if you ask to do stuff with me too. I don't want to pressure them to ask me to do stuff, but like, how else do I express that I feel underappreciated by my friends? Yeah, I think people are just too intent on just keeping things to themselves and it hurts them. I have to learn to be more devil may care, more gung ho with my emotions. You know, I heard this great piece of advice. It was like, just you need to learn to do whatever the fuck you want, even if it's sometimes you just gotta like make a mistake just to make the mistake and never make it again. Like you have to like just live, like live it dangerously. Just say stuff, say what's on your mind. Be a bit more daring. I could stand to do that. I could stand to tell people more that, hey, I feel this way. Hey, I really appreciate this. You know, I shouldn't be afraid to list the positives and negatives, to list what I appreciate and what I don't appreciate. So, yeah, that's what I'll do. I won't give up on the whole relationship stuff either. I mean, again, yeah, it hurts that I've never had sex, for example. And no one seems to ever have wanted to me in any physical manner. Um, but I gotta keep trying. I can't say that I've been trying my best this past year, so I don't think I'm allowed to wallow in self pity. So, yeah. Okay, it's much better than the last one. So, yeah. Also, I cleaned my room after the last video, and then it got dirty again, and I didn't clean it. There's a pile of trash over here. I definitely gotta take that out. So I will after this video, and I'll try to upload weekly. Oh! I'm working on a game. I think I mentioned that last time. Friend of mine from university, still working on a game from his one of his courses. I'm working on it. It's pretty fun. My programming skills have gone rusty, so it's been a bit of a hassle to get them back. But it's fun. It's nice to be creative, like to express myself in some way. I'm also like me and my friend have been discussing like starting a band, like a 2-person little folk duo, like just covering various songs like Flight of the Concords or Tenacious D or Garfunkel and Oates. You know, just going nuts a bit. Mm. You know, we're gonna call it because my name is Neelan. We would call it Neil Nickelback after Nickelback. Just be dumb about it. He'd be on guitar, I'd be on piano. Our first song would be a cover of Hero. And they say that a kneeling can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. You know, stuff like that. That'd be fun. I keep reading, I read a lot of online advice. You know, it's like my version of a self help book. People just keep saying stuff like, you gotta do more dumb stuff. It doesn't go anywhere. You gotta just live and do stuff. Like start a band, go out, do random events, random social activities. So I gotta do that. I gotta spend as little time indoors as possible. So that's my goal. That's my goal. Problem with last time is that I kept listing too many things I wanted to do, like play piano, eat healthy, cook, blah blah. And I should do those things. I will eat healthier. I will cook. But ultimately, main number one goal: spend as little time inside my apartment as possible. That's what I'm going to do. So more time out there in the gym, walking around, going to random events, hanging out with my friends. That's what I want to do. Less time playing games. So hopefully that goes somewhere. I'll be back next week. And maybe is next week too soon? Because with my job, I don't have much time anyways. So we'll see. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. See you guys.